Hello everyone, welcome to Love Glue Creations. I'm Felicia. No, Jules isn't here today. He's got work to do. I'm actually recording this in the middle of the week, so we missed some weekends with you guys making some tutorials, and I'll explain later. I did have surgery. I'm much better now, but I wanted to catch up while I could and get a tutorial in since this is the beginning of the month of October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I wanted to make a pretty Christmas breast cancer awareness wreath or pink Christmas wreath, either or, but I thought it would fall right into the perfect opportunity for us to bring out some pretty pink colors and make a beautiful, elegant Christmas pink wreath. All right, so I want to show you the one that I did back in the spring. So I made this one. And because it was springtime, I had a lot of spring greenery to add to it. I bedazzled this breast cancer awareness ribbon, added some beautiful pink accents, and really, really pretty. Any of these wreaths, especially the one that we're going to make today, would be perfect to use for any campaign function, any breast cancer awareness function, program, campaign that you know, just ideas for you to be creative and have these. This could be sitting at the function, right at the front door, right on a wreath holder, within the actual your home or wherever you're having your special event. So I think it would be great to showcase something like this, as well as the one we're going to create today. All right, so let's wreath. Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and show you the ingredients for our wreath recipe today. And like I said, it is this wreath, I do have a tutorial on if you're interested in what I use and the ingredients that I use. It's available on one of my YouTube tutorials. But today, we're taking a Christmas approach to help you celebrate the breast awareness cause in a new way. Whether you're into pink holiday decorating or looking for a creative way to bring the awareness, or looking for a creative addition to your awareness events, I hope this wreath will inspire you to blend the festive season with a meaningful cause. So let's get started. So here's what we're going to start with. As far as, it's going to be on a swag. So this is a 36-inch swag. It's in my shop. You're welcome to buy it from there if you need one. Then we're going to use this cute pink nutcracker. How cute is that? This is from At Home. And by the way, I am now an affiliate with At Home, so I'll have my affiliate link in my comments, and I'll link each one of the item numbers for each one of the things I'm using in this tutorial. So the cool thing is, if you just click on that affiliate link, you'll be able to go straight to the At Home platform, and then you can purchase and put in the item numbers for each one of the supplies that I'm showing you. So please, every little bit helps support our business, and it would be great to for you to use our link if you want to purchase any of these items. Here is we're going to incorporate this sign into it. So the one thing I like about the elements within this is that there's some golds within our nutcracker. So I'm going to add some pink and golds into our design. We're going to use some really pretty pink and white poinsettias. I got these from Hobby Lobby. So some things are from Hobby Lobby, some things are from At Home. I'm still working on my affiliate with Hobby Lobby, so eventually I'll be getting that pretty soon, but I'm excited that I'm now with At Home, so probably be seeing more from At Home from me. More picks from Hobby Lobby. This came from At Home as well. How pretty is this? We're going to incorporate this into it. It's a beautiful, beautiful snowflake. We're going to incorporate some gems. These both came from At Home. I'm excited to use these colors, the pink and the clear. They didn't have any gold, and they seem to be stocked pretty well. I'm going to use some of my long stems. These are in my shop. These are fair silk. We're going to incorporate these two, and I'll show you how we're going to put these into the wreath base. And we're going to use some beautiful balls, these pink balls right here, and some pink balls, glittery balls as well. So again, not everything that I'm putting into this wreath is going to be used. It's just a collective of ideas that I may consider. We're definitely going to use this finial, one of these in between at the end of the wreath. That's going to be really pretty. And then I have a collection of different kinds of ribbons that I'm excited about. And so this is from At Home. So how pretty is that? Can you see how pretty it looks? I'll show you all when I'm ready to use it. This is also from At Home. So this is they have ribbon now. I didn't know it, and when they have the ribbon, in the store, it's right next to the color schemes of what they're presenting, so everything is coordinated. It's really cool. So you can go in there and really, look how pretty that is. You can go in there and really just find what you want, and they coordinate it all for you. Here's that 4-inch ribbon that I'm really excited about because it's got the gold, white, and pink in it. This is from At Home as well. Okay, so it's budget friendly and it's really, really pretty. You can incorporate that into your design. And I have some gold, I think this is pretty ribbon right here. I bought this. I'll mention it in my link below, but this is from an Etsy shop, and this is a Ferris silk ribbon. Very pretty, very luxe. So this is not your budget ribbon, but it's good to incorporate the quality of really nice. Look how pretty and thick and gorgeous that is. That's the back. So some beautiful ribbon as well as your budget ribbon, and just make it pop. There's so many things you can do with that. And then I thought, I don't know if I want to use this or not. It's pink. It matches this pink in my long stem, and I thought I would bring that out a little bit along with some of the gold. So the light gold, the light pinks, the dark pinks. It's a pink extravaganza over here in this wreath. So I think it's gonna be really fun. So we'll see what we do, what we come up with, where we go. There's a couple more things I may throw in here. I have some pretty gold picks. These came from Hobby Lobby as well. Just see how full we're gonna make it, okay? I want it to be pop. I want it to pop with pinks. And I just wanted to express what we're trying to do today, have a pink Christmas wreath that can very much well be used as a breast cancer awareness wreath. All right, so let's wreath. All right, so what I've done is I went on ahead and took the time to go ahead and add the mesh to my 36-inch pine wreath base. And basically what it is pieces of mesh. I crinkle them together and I just tie them into the ties of the base. I have tutorials that show you how to do this. I didn't want to bore everybody that watches me and knows what I'm doing. If you want to know how to do it, feel free to check on one of my tutorials, my earlier ones, and I'll show you exactly how I do this. All right, so next I want to show you how we're going to add our long stem. So I want to put one at the top and one at the bottom, and this works perfect for a swag. But this is, we're going to add this before we add our nutcracker. So I'm just going to put one, instead of cutting the stem, just leave it long and put one diagonal across from each other, just like that. So one for the top, one for the bottom. All right, just wanted to, and then we're going to zip tie it to the spine of the swag. So the nutcracker will sit in like this, okay? And we'll be able to cover up some of this, push it in just a little bit, cover up some of the stem with the finial that I'm going to add to the bottom. We have a sign up here, so make sure this, I want this one to stand up a little bit more. So, and it's going to stick out at the top nice and pretty. Well, bring it in just a little bit. Okay. Just find your position where you want it, and I think the nutcracker will sit pretty just right there, just like that. All right, so here we go. I'm going to use regular zip ties, some white ones. Well, that's not a white one. Some white ones. All right, so we're just going to zip tie it into the spine of the swag. Just easy peasy. Don't have to worry about pulling it apart, gluing it or anything. And as long as it's on the spine of the swag, it's not going anywhere. Zip tied to the spine. All right. So get it in there. Nice and tight, taut. All right, so it's gonna sit perfectly in there. We'll do the other one. Zip tie these together just to help them have some stabilization in the center, just like that. And then add another one to stabilize this one, the top one, to the spine also. So the long stems, don't be intimidated by them. I see beautiful long stems at Hobby Lobby, and I've made some real pretty swags, some sports swags out of them with long stems. It turned out really nice. For some customers that wanted some custom wreaths that were for football season. So they turned out really nice. And I had a pretty sign in the center of the NFL team and so forth. So, and the long stems really, really added that special touch. Saves time too. So, whatever works for you. All right, extra support. So go ahead and cut those stems down. Let's turn them out a little bit so that we can make sure our nutcracker lays flat in the bed. So I'm going to clip these and we'll be right back. All right, so next thing I want to do is I want to add our nutcracker. So basically what I'm going to do is use longer zip ties. They're about 16 inches. A normal size is about this long. You can get these this length from Home Depot, Harbor Freights, wherever they sell zip ties. Harbor Freights has a really good, they're really good on their pricing on tools and so forth. So I like to go to Harbor Freights for my zip ties, but they're limited on colors. And I like to, oops, wrong size. I'm using the clear ones because we're going to wrap around the stem of the legs of our nutcracker like this. So you can't see it, it's the clear white kind, and you won't be able to see it around his legs because it blends in really, really well. So get it on there and just pull it tight. Make sure that the knot of the zip tie is to the back. And we're also going to do the same thing around his waist. So we're going to make sure that he is zip tied to the spine of the swag. And then we'll clip the zip ties once we're done. But once you get it around there, it's going to blend in. You won't even be able to see that he has this around his waist. Perfect blend. See? There we go. Nice and blended. Barely see it. Perfect. And we'll clip that. Let's get those clipped and we'll be right back. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to add this Merry Christmas sign to him, to the swag, and we're going to put it like right here, right above his head, just like that. And yeah, it's okay if it's going to cover up some of our pink. It's okay. It's still see-through. You can still see it through. It still looks pretty. So I'm going to use zip ties for that as well. We'll go ahead and use the clear ones. And what I'm going to do is zip tie it to the around the wooden base, and we're going to make sure that it gets around this some of the ties of the pine ties of the base. Okay, so get those around there. Make sure they're nice and secure. All right. Find another area where we can steal a swag tie. So be creative and just make sure that what you're doing is you're securing as much as possible so that the item doesn't move or fall out, okay? And I kind of would like for it to stand up a little bit, so that's cool that it's doing that. All right, so it's not going anywhere. I may just make one small adjustment just to make sure that we have some more security. So let's add another tie, get another zip tie, and wrap it around. We can also wrap it around the mesh. So the mesh is a good, again, mesh is good for gluing, but it's also good for securing. So whatever you can get it wrapped around to, let me try it just a little bit so I can reach because I'm killing my back here. All right. I want it around the mesh. That's where I want it. Getting there. And it's okay if it shows because it's clear. It's not going to stand out too much. I mean, it's obvious it's there, but it's not going anywhere. So that's what you want. Make sure whatever you're securing it to, it's a secure piece of material for your supply, your items, for your deco. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Okay, it's looking pretty good. And don't be afraid. Look, we're going to cut a little bit of that off. And we may cut some of these pine ties, just depends. So let me go ahead and get these zip ties cut and we'll be right back. All right, next thing I want to add is this beautiful silver finial. And didn't have any pink ones, so I think the silver would be fine because it's picking up from the silver that I have in the mesh and so forth. So what I'm going to do is just zip tie. One of my tips is I always add glue around my ornament tips because they come off, right? So let's let that glue for a little, let's let it dry for a little bit. And I glued it around the tip of the finial. where the ornament is attached. So let that dry a little bit before we apply that, but we can go ahead and start working on some other attachments. All right, so while that's drying, I wanted to go ahead and start working on the bow. So guess what it is? It's bow time. It's Jules' favorite part of our tutorial is bow time. So I'm using this beautiful 4-inch fair silk ribbon, and it's gonna have 2 loops, and then the other ribbons will have 2 loops each as well. So the 2 loops for the beginning will be at 6 inches. So I don't think I want this on the thing. Just spin it around myself. This is so pretty. It's such good quality, you guys. Fair Silk is a good brand. That's why my tall stems that I have in my shop, my supplies are from Fair Silk. So I'm excited to sell them. My first time buying supplies and having them available for y'all, but I wanted to get the good stuff. And yeah, so you'll be seeing more designer supplies from me going forward as well. So yeah, so let's put this up. All right, so I got the bow completed, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do my dovetails. However, for the thick ribbon, I'm just gonna cut it at a slant, just like this. So here's a slant. We'll dovetail the other ones. And one side is a little longer than the other, which is fine, no biggie. And what I did was I took about a 16-inch piece of the top ribbon and I tied it around the center of the bow, okay, just to give it that more beautiful bow look. Fix this a little bit. It's not a perfect dovetail. There we go. And this one again, this one's going to be at a slant this way. So now we're going to tie it. So I could have put it at the bottom, but I wanted my finial there. So I think I'm going to put it on the side, just like that, right about there. So it's kind of a side bow for him. So we're just going to get it and tie it around. I think I'm going to tie it around the mesh. That way it's kind of hanging off to the side a little bit. It's not too covery up because it is such a big, pretty, fantastic bow here. So it'll be just like that, right at the side. Okay, so now you can see how it's looking. Okay, all right. Just bring it down just a little bit. Okay, all right, so bow's out the way. Let's go ahead and add the finial. So let me move the stuff out the way. All right, next we're going to add the finial. All I'm going to do is take a zip tie, a white zip tie, and put it through the hole of my finial and wrap it around my base of my spine of my, actually I'm going to wrap it around the long pick, the stem of the long pick, so y'all can see that. See how it's going around the stem of the long pick? Just like so. Because the long pick stem is definitely on there, okay? Alright, so just turn it so that it goes in there under the knot on the bottom. Just get it to the back. Okay. Probably want it to be a little closer so you can see how that looks right now. And I do not like how it's sticking out, so we may not use this right now. Sometimes you can change your mind, you guys. It's quite all right. That's what designing is. You have an idea and you go for it. So let's try something different. Maybe, just maybe, I will add some gems. I think that'll be prettier. So what I need to do is put some wire through this and tie it to the bottom. Maybe have 2 gems hanging down. 2 or 1. Don't know. Or maybe, don't give up on me yet. Let's try this. Have them standing on a ball, and that's pretty. I like that better. I like the ball idea, and this can glue on perfectly. So let's do the ball idea. All right, and maybe we can put the finial underneath. Have it show through like that. Okay, I think that'll work. That's good. All right, loving it, loving it. See, just gotta be creative. Let me glue these in and we'll be right back. All right, so next thing I want to do is I want to add my pearl tipped sprays, and I'm going to clip them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sprays on this. So I'm going to clip them down, and we'll be able to utilize them. Just put it down like that because I want the stems. And we'll be able to add these throughout the perimeter of my wreath. So let me go ahead and get those torn off, and I'll show you how I add them. All right, so what I've done was I've torn off the stems. I'm gonna add like a U shape to the bottom, and I'm just gonna stick them around the perimeter of the wreath. I was able to get about 12 all together, so I wanna make sure that they're evenly distributed around my wreath. So make your little spoon, and that way you can see how they start to bling around the wreath itself. So I'll probably do 6 on one side and 6 on the other, okay? Because we have more picks to add. These are just gonna stand out around the edges. And once I get them where I want them, I'm gonna glue them in, okay? So following just kind of the shape of the wreath, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And just sticking it through the wreath base on top of the mesh. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll add 1 more at the top. So we'll have 1 down at the bottom. Just like this. And I have these pearl tipped stems also in red, and they're red with red tips, red balls on the tips. All right, let me get these glued in. I'll do the other side and we'll be right back. All right, so now I want to start strategically placing some of my gems. So I think I'm going to put one right here, right where there's a gap between the ribbon and the nutcracker. So get them glued on really good. A little bit back here to go into there's some mesh right there, so he'll be glued in there really good like that. I think I'm going to put one up by his face on this side. And I'm going to trim down this piece of greenery. So that's out of the way. Add a little bit of glue to where I have the sign there that helps to help hold it in, just to give that extra security. All right. I think I'm going to put a clear gem right here, and I got these gems from At Home. So I like that it's right there. So let's get that glued in as well. So it sticks up a little bit. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, and now what I want to do is start adding some more picks. So I have these pretty gold picks. I want to add some more gold elements. So we'll just stick these throughout, and I can clip these as well and make them smaller to go around. So I think I'll do that. So let me cut those. We'll be right back. All right, before I add the gold elements, I forgot I wanted to add my poinsettia, y'all. Got to get one in there. It's too pretty to not add. So I think I'm going to add him right here on the corner. So let me open it, spread it out, make sure it's evenly distributed. So when you end up with pieces like that, all you gotta do is add a little bit of glue and it'll help lay it flat. So just let that sit for a second. There, just to help it keep it shape. You can shape it better. Ouch, and I touched the glue. Don't touch the glue. Okay. All right, there we go. So we'll sit this right up in here. Kind of at the corner of his feet like that. Okay. Okay, now I want to add these. I like these. They add a sparkle of some flockness and just a little whimsy Christmas. So if we stick it down on the side, right here, but I think that's pretty. Just kind of adds to the texture, a little bit of different element on the side. It's flocked, just gives it that Christmas, more of that Christmas look. Okay, so add it in there, make sure it's glued. And I'll just add probably one more, and maybe one up here. Okay, and then maybe one more. And maybe one on this side. Like that to help. There we go. Give it a little bit more layer. Kind of like when you're doing your Christmas tree, you just keep layering. All right, and then I think I'm gonna add one down here just to even it off the bottom, just like that. I think that's pretty. Yep. All right, since that's the last one I got, so might as well use it. So add it down here, just to help. There we go, I think that's pretty. And then, I don't know if I want to use these. I'm gonna use these, just kind of give it some, I think I'll use these, need just a little bit more gold. What do y'all think? So, just kind of a little bit more whimsy. Just kind of a blingy one. It's got a lot of bling. I don't know if I want to add the white. I'm gonna stick with the gold. All right, so let's see. Let me go ahead and get my frosties in, and then we'll be right back. All right, so I wanted to add some more ornament elements to it. So I'm going to add one of these pretty decorated balls right here on the side at the bottom, and I'm going to add another one, same kind, on this side, so it kind of balances it out at the end like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add these gold sprays throughout the perimeter of the wreath base. All right, and I think that's it. I think that's the final touch for this wreath. So let me go ahead and get these things added, and we'll be able to see the final finished product. I'm excited. Okay, everyone, time for the final reveal. Here we go. So you can see different elements, everything that was applied. You can see the hot pink coming out just a little bit, not too much. So, but definitely one that can be displayed for those that are into Pink Christmases and or for breast cancer awareness, right? So pretty. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And till next time, thanks for wreathing with me.